Once upon a time, Loren and Alexei Brovarnik were the golden couple of TLC's 90-Day Fiancé. Fans loved their playful banter, their sweet love story, and the way they worked through cultural differences. To many, they were proof that love could overcome anything. But behind the smiles and perfect social media posts, trouble was building. There were hidden debts, rumors of betrayal, and quiet suspicions growing in the background. No one expected their fairy tale to fall apart so suddenly. But it did. Loren and Alex Brovarnik are now officially divorced as of August 2025, following family disputes. A secret source revealed that Alex Brovarnik has been in a relationship with a woman named Tori for the past 2 years. They are now planning to get married on January 20th, 2026. Tori lives in Australia. She agreed to pay off Alex's $1 million secret debt, and that's what led him to leave Loren and marry Tori. After the divorce, Loren filed a defamation lawsuit against Alex. The court found Alex guilty and sentenced him to 1 year in prison. Their story, once seen as a perfect romance, turned into a scandal. When Loren first appeared on 90-Day Fiancé, fans found her relatable, bubbly, quirky, and real. Alex, a calm and soft-spoken medic from Israel, seemed like the perfect match. Their chemistry was clear from the start, and viewers fell in love with their journey. They faced real challenges. Loren had health issues, cultural differences created tension, and both had to adjust to new family dynamics. Alex had to start fresh in America. But through all that, they seemed to shine. TLC promoted them as a couple who had made it through the toughest parts of love. By the time they welcomed their first child, fans saw them as a power couple. Social media was filled with comments calling them couple goals and the most genuine pair on TLC. They shared cute family photos, vacation videos, and sweet baby updates. Everything looked perfect. TLC invited them back for special episodes and spin-offs. They became influencers, got brand deals, and even launched fan-funded projects. But that picture-perfect image was only part of the truth. Behind the scenes, Loren was managing more than just motherhood. Alex, while charming on camera, was hiding a secret, one that threatened not just their finances, but their entire life together. From the outside, everything looked great. A beautiful home in Florida, 3 adorable children, regular vacations, and a loyal fan base. But like many relationships under pressure, the cracks started to show. Loren's parents liked Alex, but were concerned that she had put too much trust in someone from a different background. They occasionally questioned his financial decisions. Alex, on the other hand, felt like he was constantly being judged and never fully accepted. His family in Israel had their own concerns. While they liked Loren, they sometimes hinted that she didn't fully understand Alex's culture or values. Every holiday was a tug-of-war between families and expectations. Loren tried to keep the peace, but even her energy had limits. Money became another issue. Even with income from TLC and their influencer Wyke, expenses kept adding up: medical bills, childcare, family trips, and business commitments. Loren wanted security. She wanted to plan for the future. Alex wanted to provide, but sometimes made decisions without telling her. A late bill here, a missed payment there. He would say, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." She trusted him, but something didn't feel right. What fans never saw were the fights. Late-night arguments. Loren, exhausted from raising 3 kids and filming constantly, would get frustrated over little things: a toy left out, something forgotten. Alex started staying out later. He was more distracted. "Why don't you trust me?" he would ask, raising his voice. Neighbors heard arguments through the walls. Friends noticed Loren showing up with puffy eyes, saying she was tired. Alex was always checking his phone. Behind the cameras, their strong partnership was slowly falling apart. On social media, Loren still posted smiling family photos. Alex posted beach pictures with captions like "Family First." But resentment was growing. Loren felt like she was carrying the emotional weight alone. Alex felt unappreciated and stuck between obligations and secrets. And behind all of that was a heavy secret: Alex's $1 million debt. A secret he had been hiding for years. Before they were stars, Alex had tried out risky investments. A friend introduced him to fast money schemes, crypto, sports betting, and overseas business ventures. At first, he made some money, but it didn't last. Losses built up. Investments failed. By the time he realized how bad it was, he was nearly $1 million in debt. He didn't tell Loren. He didn't tell anyone. On screen, he was still the loving husband and father. Off screen, he was dodging debt collectors and selling things behind Loren's back. He made excuses about money, took calls in Hebrew late at night so she wouldn't understand. Loren had no idea how deep the problem was. She blamed the tension on stress and parenting. Alex wanted to tell her the truth. Many times, he almost did. But fear held him back. What would she say? What would their fans think? He couldn't risk losing everything they'd built. By late 2024, things got worse. The people he owed money to started showing up. He thought about selling their home, asking his family for help, even running away. Nothing worked. He needed someone to save him. That's when Tori came into the picture. Tori wasn't just a fan. She met Alex during a TLC event. She was confident, successful, and interested in him. Their conversations started casually. Then they became more frequent. Then private. Then emotional. Alex confided in her. She offered support. Eventually, she offered more financial help. Tori agreed to pay off Alex's debt. In return, Alex promised her a future. That decision led to his divorce from Loren. Now, Alex and Tori are engaged. They are planning to marry in January 2026. Alex's debt is gone, but the price was high. Loren sued him for defamation. The court ruled in her favor, and Alex was sentenced to a year in prison. The story of Loren and Alex began as a dream, but it ended in scandal. What looked like a perfect love story was really a story full of secrets, lies, and heartbreak. And now, the truth is out. By 2023. While Loren was busy raising their children and handling her own struggles, Alexei started leaning on Tori as a confidant. She listened to him, encouraged him, and eventually offered more than just comfort. She offered a way out. Tori knew about the debt, and unlike anyone else, she had the money to wipe it clean. $1 million, she said, wasn't a big deal for her. But her help came with conditions. Alexei's heart pounded as he realized what she meant. She wanted marriage, a future with him. Alexei felt torn between his loyalty to Loren and his desperation. He loved his family, but the pressure from the debt was getting worse every day. Could he really betray the woman who stood by him through everything? Or was this the only way out of the financial disaster he was drowning in? The secret was no longer just about money. It was about choices, betrayal, and a deal that would change his life forever. Alexei's double life had officially begun. If Loren was the wife that America loved, Tori was the hidden figure no one saw coming. She lived far away in Australia, away from the cameras, the family chaos, and Loren's watchful eyes. But her presence would soon affect every part of Alexei's life. Alexei and Tori first met in late 2021 during a fan event that TLC held online to connect stars with fans around the world. Tori, confident and bright-eyed, joined a virtual meet and greet. Unlike most fans, she didn't gush or ask for selfies. Instead, she asked Alexei real questions about his life, his challenges moving from Israel, and how he handled fame. Her directness caught his attention. Later, she messaged him privately on social media, first just to say thank you. But those messages soon turned into longer conversations, jokes, honest thoughts, and reflections. Within weeks, Alexei realized he was checking his phone not for work or family, but for Tori. Loren still loved Alexei, but their marriage had changed. With 3 small kids, constant filming, and busy schedules, their talks often centered around chores, money, and deadlines. Tori offered something different. She didn't pressure him. She just listened. She made him feel like the man he was before the fame and the stress of fatherhood took over. She often said things like, "You deserve more credit," and "You're stronger than you realize." To a man buried in debt and fear, those words felt like hope. By 2022, their friendship turned into something more. They started having long late-night phone calls. While Loren was asleep from exhaustion, Alexei would whisper into his phone in another room. Eventually, he told Tori part of the truth. Not everything, but enough. He confessed how deep in debt he was and how scared he felt. Instead of pulling away, Tori got closer. One night she said, "I can help you." Her voice wasn't full of pity. It was confident, calm. At first, Alexei said no. He couldn't take help from someone who wasn't his wife. But over time, her offer started to sound more and more real. People say emotional affairs cut deeper than physical ones. And with Tori, Alexei found both comfort and temptation. He started telling her things he no longer told Loren, his fears, regrets, and frustration. In return, Tori described a future where he could live without shame, without debt, and without judgment. She promised him peace, and in his fragile state, that peace was hard to resist. Tori wasn't naive. She knew Alexei was married and had kids. She knew about his public image as the perfect husband adored by fans. But she had something that no one else did: money. Her family owned property and investments in Australia. She wasn't super rich, but she had enough to cover Alexei's $1 million debt. She made the offer clear: "I'll take care of everything, but only if you choose me." She didn't make it sound like pressure. She made it sound like fate. She wanted him, and she was willing to pay the price. Alexei didn't agree right away. The guilt was heavy, but he didn't say no either. He kept talking to her. He kept leaning on her. Every time he opened up, their bond grew stronger. 2 years later, that bond would lead to a choice that destroyed his marriage. Tori wasn't just a fan anymore. She became the woman who changed everything. For 2 years, Alexei lived a life that could have been a Hollywood movie. To the public, he was the loving husband and proud father. He carefully posted with Loren, smiling for the cameras. But in private, he was wrapped up in a growing and dangerous relationship with Tori. His days were split in two. Mornings were for school runs, diaper changes, and filming family updates for TLC. Evenings were family dinners, Instagram stories, and smiling for brand deals. But when the kids were asleep and Loren went to bed, Alexei's second life began. His phone lit up with messages from Tori. Late-night calls stretched past midnight. He told Loren he was handling work or checking in with relatives in Israel. But really, he was pouring his heart out to a woman on the other side of the world. The lies became routine. Alexei deleted his call logs and used secret apps to talk to Tori. When Loren saw him glued to his phone, he blamed stress or family drama. But cracks began to show. Sometimes Loren caught him smiling at texts, his expression soft in a way she hadn't seen in a long time. Other times, he seemed anxious after phone calls. She sensed something was wrong, but Alexei always had an excuse. He would say, "You're imagining things. You know I'd never hurt you." And for a while, she believed him. Tori found ways to stay close, even from across the world. She sent packages to Alexei's house, pretending to be a fan. Inside were expensive watches, designer shoes, even envelopes of cash. She told him again and again, "I'll fix this. The debt doesn't define you. We'll start fresh when the time is right." Alexei couldn't ignore those words. The deeper his money problems got, the harder it became to resist her. Meanwhile, Loren noticed things were different. Alexei laughed less. He avoided eye contact during arguments. The closeness they once had turned into empty gestures for the camera. Friends started saying Loren seemed lonelier than ever, even when Alexei was right next to her. Some thought it was stress or postpartum misuse. No one knew the truth. Alexei's heart and mind was somewhere else. There were close calls. Once, Loren walked in while Alexei ended a video call. She saw a brunette woman on the screen before it went black. He said it was work. Another time, their oldest child picked up Alexei's phone and began reading a message aloud. "Can't wait to see you in January. Our future is close." Alexei grabbed the phone so fast it scared everyone. Still, Loren had no real proof. Without it, she couldn't confront what she feared. 2 years of lies and secrets took a toll on Alexei. The guilt never went away. Every family event, birthday, or holiday reminded him of what he was hiding. Every smile with Loren felt fake. Every hug felt like a betrayal. But he couldn't let go of Tori, not while she held the key to his financial freedom. Alexei was no longer just hiding a secret. He was running out of time. Secrets like his don't stay buried forever. For 2 years, Loren's suspicions grew. She wanted to believe in her marriage, but the late-night calls, the emotional distance, and the small lies started adding up. By mid-2025, the truth couldn't stay hidden anymore. Their fairy tale was about to fall apart. Arguments became part of daily life. Loren accused Alexei of being physically present, but mentally somewhere else. He defended himself by blaming work, stress, or miscommunication. But deep down, they both knew the truth was coming, and nothing would ever be the same, that she was too controlling, too suspicious. The laughter that once filled their home was replaced with silence, icy glaze, and the occasional shouting match. Neighbors recalled slammed doors and muffled fights echoing through the hallways. Friends noticed Loren withdrawing from social gatherings, while Alexei seemed distracted and impatient when he did attend. Behind closed doors, the word divorce was whispered more and more often. The final straw came in July 2025. Loren stumbled upon something she couldn't explain away, a transfer receipt. It wasn't for a small payment. It was for tens of thousands of dollars wired to an Australian account. When she confronted Alex, his reaction was telling. Instead of calmly explaining, he panicked. He tried to lie at first, claiming it was a business expense, a temporary loan, money he'd get back. But the stammer in his voice, the sweat on his brow, and the way he avoided eye contact confirmed her worst fears. For the first time, Loren felt the ground beneath her collapse. By August 2025, the divorce papers were signed. What shocked fans most was the speed. There were no joint statements, no carefully worded PR posts. Instead, news leaked through a family insider who confirmed that Alexei and Loren were officially divorced. The internet exploded. Wait, what? The Loren and Alexei? I thought they were the most stable couple. This is worse than any 90-day plot twist. Loren, devastated but determined, maintained her dignity. She focused on her children, refusing to publicly drag Alexei, at least not yet. Alexei, however, went quiet. His Instagram posts slowed. His appearances dwindled. But behind the scenes, his new chapter with Tori was already in motion. Though the official divorce cited irreconcilable differences and family disputes, whispers soon surfaced about something darker. Rumors spread of secret debts, betrayal, and a mysterious woman from overseas. At first, fans dismissed it as gossip, but in time, the whispers would harden into undeniable proof. For Loren, the heartbreak was unbearable. She had given her trust, her love, and years of her life, only to be blindsided by secrets she hadn't seen coming. For Alexei, the divorce wasn't an ending. It was a transition from one life to another, from Loren's embrace to Tori's promise. But what neither realized yet was that the fallout had only just begun, because Loren wasn't finished fighting. When the divorce dust settled in August 2025, Alexei should have felt free. Instead, he was standing at a crossroads, one path leading to ruin, the other to salvation. And at the center of it all was Tori. By now, Alex's secret wasn't just a financial nightmare. It was a ticking time bomb. Debt collectors, unpaid loans, and mounting pressure threatened to crush him. Loren's exit from his life didn't erase those obligations. In fact, it made things worse. Without her support, Alexei had fewer ways to mask the cracks in his finances. It was only a matter of time before the truth exploded publicly. But Tori had the solution. Tori didn't mince words. During one of their late-night calls, she laid it out play. Alex, I'll pay it off. All of it. $1 million. You'll never have to worry again. Her voice was calm, confident, almost businesslike. She wasn't dangling money like bait. She was presenting it as a partnership. But there was a catch. I want us to build a life together. No more secrets. No more hiding. I want you here with me in Australia. It was more than just an offer. It was a deal. Alexei hesitated. Deep down, he knew what it meant. Accepting Tori's help wasn't just financial relief. It was betrayal. Solidified. It meant turning his back on Loren completely, erasing the chance of reconciliation, and binding himself to Tori's world. But the temptation was undeniable. For 2 years, Tori had been his confidant, his comfort, and now his savior. Every logical thought screamed that this was dangerous, but desperation drowned logic. In his mind, he justified it. Loren was gone. The marriage was over. His children would be cared for. He had no other way out. Tori sweetened the vision. She spoke of her home in Australia, a modern house by the coast, stability and freedom from the shadows of death. She painted a future where Alexei could reinvent himself away from the drama of reality TV and the judgment of fans. You'll have peace here, she promised. No more secrets, no more fear. Just us. For a man who had spent years living in fear of exposure, the dream was irresistible. Alexei didn't give her an immediate yes, but his silence spoke, louder than words. Over the next few weeks, he allowed himself to lean fully into her plan. He began discussing logistics, planning visits, and even exploring visa options for a move. It was as if the weight of $1 million had been lifted from his shoulders, replaced by an even heavier chain obligation. Because now he wasn't just indebted financially, he was indebted emotionally. By September 2025, Alex had unofficially accepted Tori's deal. Word spread quietly among his closest circle. He was planning to remarry, this time in Australia. His friends were stunned, some even warning him he was making the biggest mistake of his life. But Alexei didn't listen to him. Tori wasn't a mistake, she was salvation. And with that, the stage was set for one of the most controversial engagements in 90 Day Fiancé history. When news of the divorce broke in August 2025, fans thought Alexei would disappear from the spotlight, at least for a while. What no one expected was how quickly he'd step into a brand new life, one that was already being meticulously planned on the other side of the world. By October 2025, whispers turned into confirmation. Alexei was engaged to Tori. What started as private rumors exploded into headlines after a leaked photo showed Alexei video calling Tori, showing how a ring. Insiders claimed the proposal wasn't grand or staged. It was practical. He just told her, "You saved me. You're my future," and slipped the ring on during a visit. One source revealed, for Alexei, this wasn't about romance. It was about survival. But to Tori, it was love sealed with sacrifice. She had paid off his $1 million debt, and in return, she was getting the man she wanted. The official date was set, January 20th, 2026. The choice was symbolic. The start of a new year, a fresh chapter, and for Alex, a chance to bury the ghosts of his past. The venue, a luxury coastal resort just outside Sydney, overlooking the ocean. Private enough to keep paparazzi at bay, but glamorous enough to make a statement. Invitations were rumored to have gone out quietly to select guests, mostly Tori's friends and family. Very few from Alex's side were included, sparking speculation that even his closest allies were distancing themselves from the whirlwind romance. Tori threw herself into planning the event. She hired top-tier wedding planners, stylists, and florists to create the perfect day. White roses, crystal chandeliers, and a beachfront ceremony at sunset. Alexei, meanwhile, seemed detached. He attended meetings, nodded politely, but rarely gave input. To some, it looked like a man going through the motions. To others, it was proof that the marriage was more of a transaction than a love story. Still, Tori appeared unfazed. He'll settle in, she told her friends. He's been through so much. Once we're married, he'll finally find peace. Fan reaction. When word of the wedding leaked online, fans erupted. This is insane. He just divorced Loren, so he left Loren for money. Unreal. Tori is basically buying a husband. Social media was relentless. Memes compared Alexei to a runaway groom, while others accused him of abandoning his children for a life of luxury. For Loren, the news was salt in a fresh wound. Friends close to her revealed that she was devastated, but also furious. She had been humiliated, discarded publicly,